Hello guys, this is Pranav back with another video. Today we are going to talk about the worst nuclear disaster in the world. There are two disasters and we are going to talk about the first ever nuclear disaster and the worst nuclear disaster. Chernobyl. Chernobyl's first reactor was finished in 1977 and, and in total it Chernobyl's four reactors provided electricity 10% of total Ukraine's electricity. In 1984, April 25th, workers were told to run a routine test on reactor number 4, which which made this which made this worst disaster. What they did was what the test was to to test whether the reactor could take the electricity from the turbine to spin the turbine and during the power loss for to keep the reactor's core cool. But this didn't go. Did this same test two times, but this didn't go well. The third time lucky was not things turned out. They they started the test, but everything went into wrong. The power the power went for a routine safety test like this. The power should be a minimum of 700 megawatts, but the reactor slowly went from that point to not 100 or 200 megawatts, but it completely went down to zero. So workers were told to remove the main safety mechanism, that is the control rods. They were what they will do was they will slow down the process of fission. So what is fission is when the, so all nuclear the majority of nuclear reactors have uranium as their fuel. The process of fission when a, uh, when a, when a neutron hits the uranium, the uranium atom becomes unstable and splits into two, and heat energy is produced, and heat energy is produced. Water will be inside the reactor, which will be boiled to steam, and it will rotate the wind turbine next to it. So they remove the control rods will slow down this process of fission, but this didn't go well. There were more than 300 control rods, and I forgot to mention that the this the Chernobyl nuclear power plant is located in Ukraine. So in 1986, they were using their Soviet Union has designed a reactor called RBMK 1000. So this one is is only used in Soviet Union. I think so, but I don't know very clearly. So what happened is that when the heat and when they removed all of it, power grew. But what they didn't know was the power grew very high at, at April 26, 9, midnight 1 sorry, early morning 1 o'clock, 23 minutes and 45 seconds. Reactor number 4 at Chernobyl blew up. Its 1,000-ton reactor lid flew in the air and all of its content expelled. So within 36 hours, all the residents near it, and the biggest city near it was Pripyat. Pripyat was built on 1970 to house all the workers of Chernobyl. Even though this blast was very dangerous and it gave so much of radiation, the the plant shut down only on the year 2000 because they cannot just fire out 7,000 people just like that because and and at that and in 1986 the demand for electricity in Ukraine was so high as said earlier. This generated 10% of the total Ukraine's electricity. So it has to run. In 1991, the reactor number two blew up, and in 1994 to that time, the reactor one was shut down. So reactor number one, two, and four were shut down until the year 2000. Reactor three remained operation. Now you can go and visit this area, but in 1986 to prevent even more leakage of radioactive contents, a concrete and metal enclosure was built around the damaged reactor. Its work started on June and finished on November 1986. After 30 years, it started to crumble and collapse. So in 2007, Project Novaka was signed. It cost more than rupees 2 lakh 17,000 crores to build and finish this. It was the largest movable structure in the world. I will show its picture here. Can you see it? So this is the new confinement. This is a 36,000 ton stainless steel construction. So it was built to inside it there are two cranes to dismantle the damaged reactor. So now this is a completely safe area, but still there are radiation inside the reactor. I When this explosion happened, this was a meltdown explosion. So something other has also happened. I will show it to you. So this is called the elephants. This is called the elephant's food because this is not the usual elephant's food we know. This is very dangerous, and still this is a very dangerous thing till 34 plus years. Still this is a dangerous thing. This is 11 tons of corium. This is still highly radioactive. So if you are going to stand near it for 5 minutes, you will die within days. And that is all for this video. And that is all for this video. Our next video will be same like this, but it happened in Japan, and this happened in April 26, 1984, and the next nuclear disaster after this happened in March 11th, 2011. So so we can we can now say that Chernobyl was a very big and the worst nuclear disaster ever made. This is a human error, so we can blame human also for this. But what we can do, past is past, and there is, and that is why the nuclear power stations have been. So I forgot to say one thing. Nuclear power stations were believed as the as a reliable source of generating electricity, as it is cheap and more reliable. So you can see this is the old structure called the sarcophagus, and the old sarcophagus was inside of this giant and stainless steel enclosure. So this is reactor number 3, which is near to it. This was operated till 2000 and this exploded. And that is all for this video. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Please like this video and stay tuned for the next video on Fukushima Daiichi at Japan.